event made you see your dad in a whole new light? My dad has always been the definition of boring. Khakis every day, same haircut since 1995, drives a beige minivan that smells like old coffee. When my boyfriend Kyle asked to come over for dinner last month, I almost said no. Kyle was everything my dad wasn't. Starting quarterback, played guitar in a band, had that confidence that made other guys move out of his way in the hallways. Your dad seems nice, Kyle said when we pulled up to our suburban house. I could tell he was already judging the lawn gnomes my mom collects. Dinner started fine. Dad asked Kyle about school and football. Mom served her famous pot roast. Then Kyle noticed the old piano in the corner of our living room, and everything went downhill fast. You guys play? He asked, already knowing the answer. Nobody touched that thing except the cat. Not really, Dad said quietly. He was cutting his pot roast into perfect little squares like he always did. Kyle grinned, and I knew that look. It was the same one he got before destroying someone on the field. Yeah, I figured. You don't really look like the artistic type, Mr. Peelser. No offense. I kicked him under the table, but he kept going. I mean, some people have it, and some people just... He gestured vaguely at my dad's polo shirt. Some people do taxes. Kyle, I hissed, but part of me was embarrassed too. Why couldn't my dad be cooler? Why did he have to wear transition lenses? Mom shot me a look across the table that made my stomach drop. There was something in her eyes I'd never seen before. When I opened my mouth to change the subject, she reached over and pinched my elbow. Not hard, but firm enough to mean sit still and be quiet. Kyle was on a roll now. Actually, I've got my guitar in the car. I could show you what real music sounds like. Might blow your mind, Mr. P. Dad just kept eating his perfect little squares. That's not necessary. No, seriously, I insist. Kyle was already standing up. Emma's always talking about how you guys don't get music. Maybe I can educate you a little. I wanted to die. I never said that. Well, okay, maybe I mentioned once that my parents only listened to NPR, but that was different. Kyle came back with his guitar case and his amp. He set up right there in our dining room like it was his personal stage. This is called Thunderstruck, he announced. What came out of his amp was definitely not Thunderstruck. It was noise. Bad noise. He was hammering on the strings like they owed him money. Pretty sick, right? He transitioned into what I think was supposed to be Sweet Child of Mine, but sounded more like a cat in a blender. Bet you've never heard anything like this in suburbia. This is what separates the real musicians from the wannabes. I started to stand up to stop this train wreck, but Mom's hand clamped down on my wrist. She shook her head once. Dad hadn't moved. He was still looking at his plate. Kyle cranked his amp louder. Come on, P-Dog, don't be shy. I know you're dying to try. Here. He actually walked over and tried to shove the guitar at my dad. Show me what you got. Play Riptide or something. That's when Dad finally looked up. His eyes were different, focused in a way I'd never seen. You done? Kyle laughed. What, did I hurt your feelings? Sorry, man, but this is the real world. Some of us are built for greatness, and some of us, he then looked Dad up and down. Some of us are built for data entry. Mom stood up and walked to the hall closet. I heard her moving things around. She came back carrying a guitar case I'd never seen before. It was worn and covered in stickers I couldn't quite read. Sarah, Dad said softly. Don't play, she said simply, opening the case. Inside was a black guitar that looked like it had been through a war. She handed